Welcome back to another episode of Marvin's Room. Thank you guys, as always, for continuing to tune in to the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Finally just hit that 2,000 subscriber mark just about a week ago or so. I can't thank you guys enough for rocking with me on this journey, especially considering I don't talk about the normal stuff that a lot of people in the manifesting community talk about. My channel is not focused on Neville Goddard. My channel is not focused on getting a specific person. My channel isn't focused on telling you guys what you want to hear, but rather telling you guys what you need to hear, which I've noticed in this community, the channels that really talk about Neville Goddard heavily and the channels that also tell you what you want to hear as far as getting a specific person back within 24 hours or 3 days or whatever the case may be. I noticed, and I'm sure you guys have noticed as well, that a lot of these channels heavily focused on those types of content, and those are the channels that get most of the views and most of the subscribers. So to all of you guys following me, thank you so much, because you guys know when you come here, you're going to get real, raw, honest content. I'm not here just to get a ton of likes. I'm not here just to get a ton of subscribers, but I'm here to bring you the truth about how law of attraction and how manifesting works, in my opinion, not this watered down stuff that I see from a lot of content creators. So you guys follow me. You guys are the real deal. You guys are the real heroes, because in my mind, that means that you guys want to hear the truth. You guys want to hear what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, so you can become better and elevate. Thank you, a big thank you to all of the new subs and all of the subs that have been with me since day one of this journey. To show you my appreciation, please reach out and contact me if you would like to work with me for a brief 15 to maybe 20-minute consultation to see if I could help you in any way. This is totally free, no charge. Feel free to reach out to me via email to either set up a FaceTime session, or feel free to shoot me an email to just tell me what your question might be, and hopefully I can help you out. On to today's video. We all know that the new year just happened, and we're not even fully into the new year yet, not even a week. I think this is a perfect time to address something that I see wrong with the manifesting community. I personally believe that so many of us are so caught up with destination, so caught up with getting to that one point, that one place to where we think all of our happiness is going to reside, not realizing that we are missing out on the biggest piece of the manifesting journey, and that simply is who you are becoming. One of the biggest flaws that I see in the manifesting community is that we're so caught up in using techniques, we're so caught up in doing whatever visualizations, living in the end, affirmations, etc., and we only do these techniques just to simply get something. And in most cases, it seems to be a relationship or to get a certain person back. Something that I want all of you guys to take with you throughout 2024 and for the rest of your life, quite frankly, is the real true power behind law of attraction and the real intent behind law of assumption, and embody that. And don't just embody that for a day. Don't just embody that for a week. Don't just embody that for a month. Don't just embody it until you get what you want, because that's a big mistake that I see. Is so many people, I can't tell you how many people I've worked with one-on-one. We do these techniques, whether it's affirmations, visualizations, scripting. We do these techniques to simply get something, and then once we get it, we stop. We stop, and then once we stop, guess what happens? Everything goes downhill with our manifestation. We stop. And the biggest flaw that I see is that we are not really truly embodying this process of manifestation. We are not embodying law of assumption. If you guys are simply following this stuff, just thinking that this is a quick fix, which usually this stuff in this manifestation community, it is a quick fix. For a lot of people that affirm, no robotic affirming. A lot of people that do robotic affirming, it's literally a quick fix. It doesn't fix everything. You think it fixes everything because you might have robotic affirmed and then you might have gotten what you wanted, then you stopped, and then guess what happened? Poof, it disappeared. You guys need to truly learn how to embody law of attraction and embody the assumption of what it is that you're trying to manifest and what it is that you're trying to become. Because most of us, in my opinion, we're using this for the wrong reason. We're using all of this beautiful energy that has been given to us, all of this creative energy, we're using it to simply get a person or to just get one of these material possessions. And then after that, it's like we stop trying to consciously use this power, but the power is always there and the power is always working for us. And and is there to our advantage. So many of us get caught up in the destination that we forget the most beautiful part, like I said earlier, is the journey. The most beautiful part of manifestation and living in the law of attraction and living in the law of assumption is who you are becoming. Think of manifesting like a sandwich. The beginning, where you're at currently today, that is literally one slice of bread, right? And what is a sandwich without all the ingredients in the middle? The beginning part of your journey is you, first piece of bread. All of the stuff in the middle, the crying, the pain, the suffering, the happiness, the joy, all of that stuff, whatever it is, emotion, good or bad, all of that stuff is literally the lettuce, the tomatoes, the mayonnaise or the ketchup, whatever filling you have in the middle, the meat, pause, the salt, the pepper. I mean, all of that stuff is on the middle of the sandwich. What is the sandwich without the stuff in the middle? What is your manifestation without all of the pain, suffering, the anguish, the battles you fought, the tribulations, the trials, all of that stuff, the triumph, the victory? What is your manifestation without going through all of that stuff? It's building your character. And I think this is what a lot of us miss out on, good that manifestation is doing for us. And this is what I want a lot of you guys to realize. This is the true journey. This is the true power behind everything manifesting, is who you're becoming. Just like I said, all of that stuff in the middle is what makes it. The journey is what makes it. The last slice of bread is that end goal, is that end destination, and that completes the journey. That completes whatever the manifestation may be. So like I said, in the beginning, one slice of bread that's where you're currently at today, not the person you want to be, not with the person you want to be with, whatever that case may be. All of the ingredients in the middle is allowing you to become that person that you want to be with, is allowing you to attract that ideal partner that you want to be with. And that last slice of bread is bringing it all together, and it makes a perfectly well-made sandwich. Your goal in this manifestation stuff should be to become and live in the law of assumption of all things going well in your life. You living in the law of assumption, or you just scripting, or you just doing a visualization. You shouldn't just be doing these techniques to simply get one thing. You should be embodying that ideal version of yourself that you want to be from 2024 and for the rest of your life. You shouldn't be doing all of this stuff just to simply get an X back or manifest a specific person. There's other areas in your life, and we should be using this power that we have as creators to elevate to the highest form of ourselves. And that is the journey. That is the beauty of law of attraction, law of assumption. That is the state. That is the law of assumption, the state of the wish fulfilled that we should be living in. We should not simply be separating these things and only necessarily living in the state of the wish fulfilled with a specific person. We should be embodying and living in that assumption of living in the state of the wish fulfilled by being with whoever that specific person is, as well as having your dream job, as well as having your dream home, as well as being that ideal person you see. You should be embodying all these different areas that you use these techniques for. You should be combining them to elevate your consciousness to be the highest and best version of yourself. And me making this video is not to negate the fact that you should manifest in steps. It's 100% to manifest in steps. I've made videos talking about manifesting in steps. That's okay. Even your beloved teacher, Neville Goddard, he manifested a lot of stuff in steps. If you think about his life, you think about when he was in the army, he manifested getting out of the army and going back home. When you think about him going to Barbados, he manifested him going to Barbados. When you think about him manifesting his second wife, he manifested his second wife. You know, he didn't do all of this stuff at one point. When he manifested meeting Abdullah, even himself, he manifested in steps. So it's funny, whenever I hear these Neville Goddard gurus talk about don't manifest in steps, Neville Goddard himself literally manifested in steps. So I'm not saying that's a problem. What I'm simply saying is don't just use these techniques, because a lot of times it seems like a lot of us, we just use these techniques for one purpose and one purpose only. But what we should be doing is we should be using this power, this energy, like I said earlier, to help us elevate to our consciousness, to our highest level of being, to what we are put here on earth to be, focused on who we are becoming. The person that I was yesterday, person that I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, is not the person that I am right now in 2024. And that's a blessing. And as I religiously have stated, it's not gonna happen overnight. With that being said, something that I wanna address next is an elephant in the room with this manifesting community, especially the Neville Goddard Law of Assumption community. And that is simply the failure rate of manifesting. I want you guys to understand something. Everything in life always, in my opinion, everything in life I've noticed is always separated into two categories: the majority versus the minority. I think the divide has been this way probably since damn near the beginning of time. if not since the beginning of time. The divide has always been the majority of people versus the minority of people. What do I mean by that? Think about this. Most people in the world are in the 90+ percentile, whether you want to say 90%, 95%, 97%. Most people are in that 90-something percentile, meaning we are all sheep in most instances. Everybody in this world is pretty much a sheep. There are very few shepherds, meaning most people in life, most people in this world are followers, and then there are very few leaders. It's always been that dynamic since the beginning of time. So when you look at people, for instance, working 9 to 5, majority of the people in the world work a 9 to 5. Majority of the people in the world cannot start a business and cannot succeed and thrive in that business. They need to work for somebody else to survive. So all of these people, they're thrown into that sheep category. Very few people, the minority, very few people can be business owners and be leaders and help lead. That's a small minority of people. And it's this way with everything in life. Most people that try to chase something, whether it's chasing their dreams, whether it's becoming an actor, whether it's becoming an athlete, whatever the case may be, there may be quite a few people chasing that dream, but the minority of those people are the ones that actually make it and actually succeed. So if you can remember this, think about this in manifestation terms. And this is the elephant in the room that's not talked about enough in this community. Most people in this manifesting community, we don't talk about the failure rate enough because people are afraid to talk about the failure rate because people want to continue to make you guys believe that, oh, this stuff can happen overnight. You're going to keep what you want. You're never going to lose it. All you have to do is X, Y, and Z. They're feeding it to you because they're telling you what you want to hear and not what you need to hear, because it's all about money. It's a money grab. A lot of this stuff is a money grab. And people know that you're desperate and they're taking advantage of your desperation. You keep coming back because you're in a desperate place and you think this person's going to save you and they end up not saving you. It's a dirty game. And I'm not just saying this, I'm speaking about this from experience, and I'm also speaking about this from research, because research has shown there has been multiple dating coaches or multiple coaches just period. They said that when they start telling people what they need to hear instead of what they want to hear, they start losing a ton of clients. I want you guys to think about that. Most people don't like hearing the truth, no matter how much we say we want the truth. Most people don't like it. Most people can't handle it. So with that being said, I want you guys to think about this stuff from a manifestation perspective. When it comes to manifesting, think majority versus minority. First of all, think in this perspective. I've said in the past in my videos before, most people on this planet still do not know about law of attraction, law of assumption. Most people still have no idea about how this stuff works or even what it is. But when you put things in perspective with that point, think about this. Think about if there's 8 billion people on earth or 7 billion people on earth, whatever that number is. Think about how many people realistically out of 7 or 8 billion people really know about law of attraction, law of assumption, and really study and apply it. Not that many. Not that many people actually actively know about this and are applying it to their lives. I want you to take all of your favorite YouTube channels on YouTube that talk about manifestation. I want you to take all of those subscribers, whether they have 1 million subscribers, whether they have 500,000, whether they have 100,000, because most people in this law of attraction, law of assumption space, most people that talk about this stuff, they only have, the most they probably have is around 1 million, maybe 2 million max. People are at the 100,000 mark, maybe 200,000 mark, maybe 50,000 mark. They're somewhere in that range of, say, 20,000 to 1 million subscribers. That's it. So when you do the math, add up all your favorite YouTubers, channel subscribers, add all of those up together, and you'll see that's actually a very, very small percentage of the entire world. You combine all your favorite YouTubers, favorite channels, that's only maybe 2 million people, maybe out of 8 billion people in the world. That's 0.000000000000000. I mean, you can keep going that of people that actually know about law of attraction and are actually applying it. So when you look at the numbers from that perspective, now let's take a look at the comments. Add up all of the comments from all of the videos that you ever watched from your favorite YouTubers. Add up all of those comments. Videos probably get about 100 comments, maybe 500 comments, maybe 1,000 comments, maybe 2,000 comments. Add up all of those comments from all of those videos, and again, you're still literally at 0.00000000000% of people who are actually commenting, and then out of those comments, all of those people aren't getting results. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I want you guys to wake up, understand the elephant in the room, and that we read comments from these videos But when we actually really do the math and think about it and put it in perspective in this 3D realm, most people really aren't getting the results that we think they are getting. What's not talked about enough in this community, in my opinion, is how many people manifested something, or they went into it and they affirmed 10,000 times and they got what they want. What's not talked about is how many people still have their manifestation a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now. That's what's not talked about. What you hear are the comments, and you see people saying things like,
I affirmed 10,000 times in a matter of a week, and my person came back.
but what we don't hear is how 3 months later they ended up losing their person again, or 6 months later or a year later they ended up losing that person again, because they really didn't rise. They really didn't live in the assumption that they thought they were living in, because they were gassed up by a video that said, oh, you don't need to do this work with this type of stuff, vibration work. You don't need to live in the end, really. You don't need to blah, 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 blah. This is why it's so important to actually do the work and to actually figure out and understand who it is that you're becoming, so you don't lose your manifestation. A lot of us, we lose our manifestations when we do this work because we truly aren't becoming who we're supposed to be. We're not living in the assumption that our wishes are 100% fulfilled in a certain area or all areas of our lives. And this is exactly why people continuously get hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, because we don't live in the assumption. We don't really truly understand what it means. We don't understand the journey. Like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, we don't understand the journey. We just want a bunch of quick fixes, which in my opinion is what affirming is. Affirming is a quick fix. Affirming isn't something that really gets most people to change or gets most people to get better, especially since I just gave you guys the number. I just gave you guys the breakdown. If you have 2 million, 3 million subscribers all together from all your favorite YouTubers on those channels, how many people out of those 3 million subscribers, how many people do you really think are actually getting their manifestation? Less than a fraction of the cause. 0.000000001% of people are actually getting their manifestation and keeping their manifestation. So I think making videos like this is extremely important to put things in perspective for 2024 moving forward, to understand and ask yourself, most important thing is the journey. Who am I becoming? Am I only so concerned about getting a certain lump sum of money? Am I only concerned with just getting a person back? Or am I more concerned with overall, who am I becoming? Am I gonna manifest this person back, or am I gonna manifest this lump sum of money, but I'm still gonna be the same shitty person that I've been the last 5, 10, 20 years, whatever the case may be? Okay, if I am, guess what? I haven't changed my assumption about myself. So even if I do get my person back, even if I do get that lump sum of money, guess what? I'm probably gonna lose it again, because I wasn't really focused on the journey, and I wasn't really focused on elevating and changing assumption of who I really want to be, which ultimately should be a better person and in a better place and position in all areas of my life than I was yesterday. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to click the next one, because I'm sure you'll enjoy that one too.